Hello and welcome to Chart of the Day Cafe for Thursday, April 20th, 2017. Read our disclaimer quickly. Trading stocks is a high level of risk and viewers should complete their own due diligence on any stock or underlying that they intend to own. 100% of the content of this video and communique is intended for journalistic and educational purposes only. This video and all indicators, strategies, and articles herein should not be construed as investment advice, not making any recommendations, always for your further homework. What a week! It's back and forth, back and forth. This market is definitely looking for direction. With that, let's get into our usual look at the Russell Index. We use it as our guide. We want to make sure that the Russell overall is heading higher before we add any new names to our watch list. And for that, we use the IWM, which is the ETF that represents the Russell 2000. And we step back to take a look at it on a 5-year monthly time frame. We've been paying particular attention to this wedge pattern that's happening here. These are monthly candles. This is our long-term area of support down here, this light blue line. But this is the area we've been paying attention to lately. So candle for the month of April so far, still red, but starting to form a wick and bouncing off our trend line a little bit. March had a long wick. Month before, February and January. So here's where we are. Let's go take a look at it on a 1-year weekly. This is our orange line of weekly support. It's looking as though it may want to form a strong candle for the week. We'll see. It's all about the next few days, but it's starting to shape up that way. Having said that, the VIX is also looking perky, so I think it's a time to be particularly careful, but that's the look of it on the weekly chart right at our orange line. I'm going to move it away from the weekly to the 3-month daily. This is how we started off yesterday. Looked to be a strong day and then came in all throughout the day to form this long wick. Having said that, here's our orange line of support, that weekly support area. This is our trend line, same thing on the big chart. Futures are getting off to a strong start this morning. So with price up and over the 8-day EMA on the Russell, this blue line is our 8-day EMA. We will be adding a new name to our watch list and we'll watch to see how the Russell behaves today. Will it have a bar that it tried yesterday? Will it have a better effort today, or will it start to shrink and go lower? Really worth paying attention to here for sure. And so the new name I'm going to add to our watch list today is AbbVie Inc., ticker symbol ABBV. Really like this company, been watching it for a while. They're a huge biomedical pharmaceutical company. They broke off from Abbott Labs in 2013. They're a big player in this space. They also have a partnership with Google. They're one of my favorites in this space, and I've been, as I say, watching it for quite a while now. Time to put it forward. You know, at Chart of the Day Cafe, it's all about value, and ABBV has a really nice high value score. Second thing I look for is growth. ABB currently has a forecasted earnings growth rate of 17%. Third thing I look for, it's not a must like growth and value, but I like to see it there, and in this case it is there. It's a dividend yield. Current dividend yield for this company is 4.03%. Love those things. Worth noting, PE of 11.60 and earnings coming up. I believe it was April 27th. I'll double check that when we check our boxes. But let's get into the chart. We're looking at the 5-year monthly chart, overall uptrend. I'm showing you the 5-year monthly because I want you to see how it's been really moving sideways more or less through this entire period. Coming up on earnings pretty soon, later in April. Will those earnings pull it through this area? And if it does, it's sky is blue, no overhead resistance. So I call that sky is blue. Love to see a chart that looks like this. So should the market start to pick up here, and that's a big if, this one is definitely one I will be watching. So that's the 5-year look. Let's go take a look at it on the 1-year weekly for a closer time frame. We have this beautiful candle several weeks back. What I like about this chart is the compression that I see coming in here like this. So should the markets pick up and ABB have strong earnings, it will probably break through my trend line and move higher into that sky is blue area. So I like this formation. Worth noting as well, the reason I'm picking it over other charts this morning, it's a beautiful chart, beautiful scores, but it's also in the marijuana space. So they've got some projects in that space. The marijuana stocks all look pretty perky to me here. Early days for them, just starting to perk up, but if that look I'm seeing continues, I would think that it would benefit ABBV as well. So that's the weekly look. Let's take a look at it on a smaller time frame on the daily. Again, there's that area of, I call it squeeze. So it's early. At Chart of the Day Cafe, it's all about putting things on our watch list that are getting ready to go. So we use this blue line, which is the 8-day EMA, as our guide. We want to see price up and over the blue line. So ABBV is sort of behaving in a way that would suggest it wants to lick higher here, at least to me in my eyes. So should the markets have a good day today and some follow through, this is one I would be looking for a fresh 3 and 8 cross and move higher. Along with our new watch list pick, we also like to take a look at the sector that it's in. So we're looking at XLV, which is the ETF that represents the healthcare space. We're looking at the 5-year monthly chart, just like ABBV. It's trading overall uptrend, but sideways for a very long time, and perhaps looking to break out. That's a big perhaps. It's all about the markets going higher, but I like the look of this and the way it's forming on the monthly. If it breaks out here, its sky is blue, just like ABBV. So I think this is a very interesting space to be circling right here, right now. Going to move it away from the 5-year monthly to the 6-month daily. Actually, let's go take a look at it on the 1-year weekly, because I really want you to see what I'm seeing. So this wedge pattern is taking shape, and it's all about the markets overall, moving higher from here, but it's building energy for perhaps a run at that area that it's been bouncing around for years now, and perhaps a move higher here. Going to move it away from the weekly to the daily. The doji at the end of yesterday, a move up and over the blue 8-day EMA. There are a lot of really good looking names in this sector. ABBV, one of the best. You know, we also like to look at the sector that it's in, and so we go to Equity Clock. Love this site, think it's amazing. Couldn't find an individual seasonal chart for ABBV, but did find one for the pharmaceutical industry. You can see that it has seasonal favor at this time of year. Also want to include some articles that I found on the company. Oh my gosh. Yeah. The reason I'm putting it forward as well, not only because the sector and the space looks good, but because marijuana stocks overall are looking very, very perky to me right here. And a lot of them are don't have great fundamentals, to say the least. But this one does. So if you want to participate in this space with something that's more solid on the fundamental side, ABBV fits the bill. Also, this Motley Fool article, which I will include with today's video, really tucks into their earnings. Great things in this article. I would encourage you to read it. And also their relationship with Google. So this is an older article that I had archived, but ABBV and Google have partnered back in 2014 on some projects. That's always a good thing to be partnering with Google. And so to summarize, let's go back and check the boxes for ABBV. We looked at the Russell Index. We note that it is in an overall uptrend, but it's been trading sideways. But having said that, price is currently up and over the 8-day EMA on the daily chart. We looked at the sector that it's in, XLV, the healthcare ETF. It's in an overall uptrend on the 5-year chart and at a possible area of lift on the 1-year chart. Same with ABBV, overall uptrend on the 5-year chart at a possible area of lift on the 1-year chart. It's got an excellent value score, and it's got an excellent growth score with a forecasted earnings growth rate of 17%. Those two are highlighted because they're absolute musts for me at Chart of the Day Cafe. It's got a current dividend yield of 4.03%, does not have an 8-day EMA cross yet, so that box is not checked. It's got seasonality in its favor with the pharmaceutical industry in seasonal favor right now. Analyst support with a recent upgrade, And sky is blue, I've got that checked off because should ABBV move up and over this area on the chart, there's no overhead resistance, never been higher. I call that sky is blue. Current PE is 11.60, and worth noting, earnings are coming up on April 27th. As a reminder, I just wanted to say if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel by hitting the red subscribe button on our homepage. It's my goal to build a strong, supportive community of fellow chart lovers by circling the best charts we can find. So with that, I will leave you. Have a great weekend, and we'll put another video out next Tuesday. All the best.